Okay, we're back, and I'm here with Austin Ford. Good morning, Austin.
Good morning, Sue Ann. How are you?
I'm good. It's that
Well,
time
good.
of year again when Plymouth Flea Market is taking place over in Plymouth. It'll be this Saturday starting at 8 to 3, and in talking with you, it sounds like there's going to be a lot of activities going on there.
Yeah, this is turning into a pretty good event. It's what, 22 years now, something like that, 23 years.
Mm-hmm.
And there are lots of features about this. Number one, which intrigues me, coming from back east, a city boy and all that, is you get to walk the streets where Will Rogers walked and made movies.
That's right. That's
a long
right.
time ago, and go to old historic Pokerville, which is Plymouth. And so that's just the location for one thing, the old buildings and that
Right.
is pretty cool. But more importantly, I think you get to see those hidden treasures that have been buried in Amador County.
That's right. Like you said, in the barns and, in the basements.
Absolutely, and alongside the roads and covered with weeds and tall grass, and who knows whatever all else. And they kind of come out and are on display, and you can buy them. You can buy them right there in Plymouth. Will Rogers walked the,
That's
walked
right.
the streets. And actually, I brought an example. Would you like to see that?
Sure.
This is special. This was given to me. It's one of those things that lay alongside the road.
Should I be nervous?
It was, no.
Okay.
So let me think about it. It was given to me by a doctor friend, actually, who found this, and he thought of me because he knew that I was involved a little bit with some of the old railroads,
Right.
and a steam sawmill and all that kind of stuff. So he gave this to me, and then another friend who lives in Amador County, who actually worked with Walt Disney when they were building his original train stuff, which is why Disneyland exists, right? Because Walt wanted a place for his trains.
Right.
And this was given to me by my doctor friend.
Very cool.
And this is a frog.
Okay.
I know you knew that, but I thought I'd mention
I
it
knew
anyway.
that.
This is a frog that's used this was on the Fiddletown and Copperopolis Railroad,
Oh, interesting.
which was here in Amador County a long, long time ago. And of course, using railroads, you can trace a history of lumbering and
Right.
mining and all
Right.
those things.
Absolutely.
So this is one example of those things, one of those artifacts, one of those Amador assets. It's going to be for sale in Plymouth
Very good.
on the siding.
Now, we do need to talk about, a lot of work goes into putting on an event like
Yes.
this, and I notice you, too, are wearing your pin this morning.
I follow Richard Forster's lead on everything. And yes, my brother-in-law was in Rotary for 100 years, and I never bought into it. But a few years ago, a good friend up here, Dale Turner, who's in real estate, asked me if I would be interested in something. And what it's all about, it started over 100 years ago, I think by business people and professional people who wanted to leverage their accumulated experiences and management skills, money, and all that for the good of the community.
Sure.
Okay? So the little gear here symbolizes action, symbolizes work being done and all that. So we get out in the streets and we cook pancakes.
Which there will be a breakfast starting at 8 o'clock, right?
Yeah, actually, for the vendors, there are still slots. We have over 100
Okay.
coming, by the way. And
Okay.
these aren't they're not all the craftspeople you might
Right,
see.
right.
These are people who have honest-to-God junk for
Right,
sale.
antiques and, right,
And things like frogs.
right.
And so the breakfast will start for them at 6:30 in the morning. And it's pretty good. It's your basic wholesome country breakfast with sausage and eggs and great coffee, and juice and what else do you? Lots of things.
Right.
And,
Yeah, I
second-hand
went
things.
to the flea market, I think it was about 6 years ago, and I bought an antique wooden ironing board, the old ironing board.
Absolutely.
So like you said, people,
Perfect. Yeah.
dig that stuff out of their closets and their basements and,
Well, you come back this year and you can find an iron
okay.
to go with
To
that.
go with it, there you go. So I think I diverted a little bit. We were talking about the Rotary Club. They're the ones who sponsor this, and they do all the organizing, the cleanup, and it is a lot of work. So I do want to acknowledge the Rotary.
That's right, and you'll have people like Jeannie Diva from the Flower Farm, making pancakes. And you'll have Miriam McCammon from the only hotel and inn in Amador City
Right.
out there pouring coffee for you.
Right.
And on it goes.
Just
Yeah. So
friendly people.
Yeah.
And guess what? The weather's going to be perfect.
it is. I think it's going to be like high 70, 80 in the morning.
It's going to be
Yeah,
gorgeous.
it'll be very nice.
Yeah.
And we do locally. We raise money for all the local folks who need it.
Right,
You know?
scholarships. and-
Absolutely. We just had an event last Saturday night, which raised money for uniforms for the bands at Amador and Argonaut High School.
Very good.
And not only that, but it established a college scholarship, for those people.
Right.
And the Plymouth Elementary School is a favorite of ours. We donate dictionaries each year, and I run the farmers market, and that raises money for Plymouth Elementary, and others. So the kids benefit, their parents benefit, the school,
Right.
everybody benefits
Sure.
from it.
Now, it's not too late to get a table. We do need to take a break. Unfortunately, we have bills to pay, and we need to acknowledge our sponsors for that. But Austin, at the end of the show, come back and we'll remind our viewers who they can call and contact if they'd like to set up a table or a booth, because there's still space for more people. So
Yes.
for now, we will take
Yeah.
a break, but stay with us because we'll be back.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSP.